Hey crafting friends, Katrina the Crafty Cataloger here with my July 2026 crafting update. I hope this update finds you all well and enjoying summer, if it's summer where you are. It has been quite a dry, hot summer here in Michigan. We did get some rain yesterday, which was nice, but we could use quite a bit more. I could do without the 90s. It's a little too warm for my taste, but I don't have any control over that. So thankfully we have air conditioning and we can get out of the heat when we feel the need. Welcome to all of you who are new here and maybe have just discovered my channel or decided to check me out. And thank you to all my returning friends for coming back to see what I've been working on. I'm hoping that today's video will be short and sweet. I don't have a ton to share with you, but I wanted to come back at the month mark and try to get back on track with that. So today I have cross stitch, knitting, and reading to share with you. I have not worked on any quilting or sewing projects this last month, and I did not do any paper crafting. That being said, let's get right to it. Let's talk about cross stitch. So as I have been doing all year so far, I started out the month working on Stone Cottage Keep for the first week of the month. This is the piece I chose to use as my participation piece for the 2026 Hayes sale. And my goal was to get the first page finished so that I could earn the Amy Stewart chart. And I believe I had hit that point when I saw you last. So this time I am just continuing on into page 2. Hopefully I've had a picture of what it will look like up here while I've been gabbing, and then here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. And this is the progress I made on it now. So I worked more into it that way. I do enjoy stitching on this piece. It has just enough blocks of color that it's quick to stitch, but not so many that you get bored, I guess. So that is Stone Cottage Keep. I will continue working on this the first week of every month through the end of the year, just to see how far I get on it. So it will be coming out tomorrow for a week. Stone Cottage Keep. And I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention this in the last couple of videos, and I don't think I've done it, but I am going to try to put a link to my Google Doc down in the description box below that gives you all the information on what kind of fabric I'm using, count, etc., and what flosses I'm using, because I know I'm really bad about mentioning that when I show my pieces. I have my iPad over here with all of the pertinent information on it. Oh, I was going to let you know that on Stone Cottage Keep I did 811 stitches. I also worked on Sunlight Sonata. This is a Tilton Crafts piece, and if you've been with me for a while, you know I started this on 25 count and then restarted it on this 18 count. And I did work on this last month. My spreadsheet says that I added 677 stitches to it. So hopefully there's been a picture of where it was the last time you saw it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get all the threads to be like not over top of the stitching. I had it rolled up so they got all messed up. And here is where we are now. I worked more across the top, trying to get that filled in, and then I think I worked more along this left side. Actually, I know that I actually worked also. It's kind of hard to hold it. I gotta unroll it here. Up in here. It's hard to see on camera, but there's a bunch of white right there. There's a huge swath of white that comes down like here. It's like sunlight coming through the windows. And I kind of want to just knock that out. Because I think after that, that's just a big chunk of white, and I'd like to get it out of the way. But so that is Sunlight Sonata. And let me get it rolled back up here so I can not have a mess. It's a big one. And then, what else did I work on? The Whitco calls for July were, let me double check this. Sorry. For July, they were to do a Christmas ornament, one Christmas ornament, and well, both of them were to do a Christmas ornament. But when I had done, I think one of the May calls had been to do a Christmas ornament, and I had managed to get all 4 of them done in May. So I didn't really have anything I had to work on for Whitco, which worked out quite well because the first week I did Stone Cottage Keep, obviously, as I said, and then the second week I worked on Mini Village Bookstore. Then the third week we were camping. I'll show you Mini Village Bookstore in a second. We were camping the third week, and so I took my wow piece, which here's a picture of what it's supposed to look like when it's finished. And then hopefully I have a picture of what it looked like the last time you saw it. I'll try to get some of these threads out of the way. This is a great piece to take with us when we're camping. It's just very easy to work on in the camper. And so here is where we stand now. I finished all of this guy. I think he was mostly finished except for maybe some of this up in here. I finished this. I finished all of this and this arrowhead down here. So now I'm back up at the top and I want to finish this, and then I will work my way down. I have to do another one of, I think it's basically mirrored. It's him with the arrow facing the other direction on the other side. I worked on this all week while we were camping, and I put in 2,562 stitches. I think I still have a lot to go on it. Well, not a lot, but I think I'm at 80% maybe. Well, my spreadsheet says I'm at 97%, but I am not. And I think that Pattern Keeper says I'm at 80 something, and I question even that. Because for whatever reason, this pattern, it's like on the thing twice in Pattern Keeper. So I had gone through and I had marked the whole bottom version done because it was done. It doesn't exist really. So the numbers aren't matching up. But we will be going camping again in a couple more weeks, and I will take this with me. I did have this on my board like 4 more times for WhipGo, and I did go ahead and mark all of them off, but I'm still going to work on it. I would love to finish this year. I don't really think that's possible, but I would love to finish it because the problem is that this has to be backstitched, and I'm pretty sure I can't get the stitching and the back stitching done. But I would love to get started on the second set of these because if you've been with me for a while, you know that I'm making these for my husband, and then I'm going to make another set for my son, who also plays World of Warcraft. So anyway, that's my WoW piece. I did work on that for a week. And then this last, I basically the rest of the month, because I didn't have a second WoW piece, a second WhipGo piece, I basically just filled in the rest of the month with Mini Village Bookstore. This is my full coverage piece that's supposed to come out this month and next month. So here's a picture of what it should look like. When it's finished, and what it looked like the last time you saw it. And now here is where we are. I focused on this area over here. I was working on filling in a lot of this and a lot of this, and I will work on it still some tonight, and I hope to maybe kind of make a line across here and get all of whatever's in there finished. And then when it comes out at the end of August, I think I'm going to come back over here and maybe come down about 2 squares and work my way across, and then to there, and then I'll do the same. I'll just keep coming down and working maybe 2 squares. I really love this piece. I love old Victorian houses. The fact that it's like a bookstore and it's purple, which is one of my favorite colors. I would like to finish it though. I'm pretty sure that it's coming up on 10 years, and also the gray grid lines, I feel like they're starting to fade, and so I would like to get this done so they don't completely go away on me. Mini Village Bookstore. My spreadsheet says that I am 60% finished with that, so that was my scissors. Not good. The other project, I think I worked on it a little bit. It's not on my spreadsheet. I should probably add it. Is this stamped dimensions kit that I believe I showed you all last time. This is for my niece and her husband. I'm pretty sure I did show it last time, but here is where it is now. We're making progress. I wanted that out of the way. His hat is done. His shirt is basically done. This is the start of a basket, I believe, and I've started on her hat. Yeah, making progress. I would kind of like to try to finish this month, and I think if I just really focused on it for 2 or 3 days, I'd have it done. So that's coming along. And then I meant to share this last time and I forgot, but I want to just show you something that I came up with as kind of a, I don't know what to call it. So at my old house, the way my Lowry stand stood, I could swing it out away from me, and my work was just leaning like up against a wall. So it was like out of the way. In this house, there's just not a way to arrange the furniture so that it's like that. So when I swing it out, it's sticking out into the middle of the room. And my husband's like, so what? And I'm like, it just annoys me. I think it looks bad. So I'm going to insert a picture here of what I'm talking about. So this chair that you see, it's, you know, just a brown lazy boy type rocker recliner. That is my stitchy spot. And I actually maybe have a couple of pictures, one with showing my work in front of me, and then one how it would be sticking out when I swing it away. And then the next picture I want to show you is how I am dealing with that. So I don't like it. I don't like having it stick out in the middle of my living room when I'm not sitting there or doing it. So I bought a 3M mop holder and I attached it to the side of my bookcase. And then when all I do is I leave this clamp from my Lowry stand right on my work, and I just slide the whole thing off just like this. And then I can, as you can see from the picture, I can put this into the mop holder and it just hangs on the side of that bookcase. And then all that's left beside my chair is the Lowry stand, which is just a small piece of metal and doesn't really, you almost don't notice it if it doesn't have something on it, at least in my opinion. So sorry about that. I just wanted to share that idea. If anybody else is having that issue, like, I love this Lowry stand, but I don't like that it sticks out into my space all the time. That's how I'm getting around it. I did have to put this little rubber band on here because, oh guys, because I think it's just the weight. It would slide down, 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 which wouldn't be a big deal except for there's an outlet there, and it kept pushing on, I think it's my vacuum cleaner. My cordless vacuum is plugged in there, and it kept pushing on the thing and like almost unplugging it. So I put that rubber band there, and then it stops it. It doesn't go any further. But I wanted to share that little like idea in case anybody else is having frustrations with, I don't want this thing sticking out in my space all the time. That's what I came up with. That is it for cross stitch in terms of what I've worked on. My plans for the month coming up now, August. I will work on Stone Cottage Keep next week. WIPCO goals for August were, this is the day. So I will give that a week. It needs to get 4 hours, but I will give it a whole week. And WOW was supposed to get another 500 stitches, which actually it probably will get, even though I marked it off my board already, because we're going camping again and I'm going to take it with me. So at this point, this is what my WIPCO board is looking like. Feeling pretty good about that. So cool. And my brain is already starting to think about maybe what I want to do with 2027. So, you know, I don't know why I'm already starting to think about that, but I am. And then of course I work on Mini Village Bookstore the last week of the month. But that wraps up cross stitch. So let's move on to knitting. Last month I showed you that I had started the dress for my great niece. This is what the dress should look like when it's finished. If I have a picture of where I was before, I'll show you, but it doesn't really matter because I think I've restarted this. I think this is the 4th start. For whatever reason, I was having a terrible time. I kept messing up and having issues. But I finally got past that, past where I was having issues. And I now have, here's the whole thing, but I have, I don't know how many inches done. Quite a bit. I'm feeling good about it. I really am enjoying the way this yarn is knitting up. I think it's super pretty. Got all these baubles on here. Those hurt my hands to do. They're not hard. but they just hurt my hands to do. And some of them look better than others. I'll probably go back later and try to touch a couple of them up. Like there's one or two of them that have, like that one right there. See, it's got a funny little loop that's kind of not tucked in. I'll probably try to go back and maybe fix that after the fact. I'm not sure. We'll think about that. Anyway, pleased with my progress on this. I will continue to work on that. In fact, I will right now move my stitch marker so that when I come back at the end of August or 1st of September, we will be able to see exactly how much progress I did make. There, we've moved the stitch marker, so now we will be able to tell. I would like to be able to gift this to her at Christmas. I am making the 2T size, which she won't be 2 until May of next year, so hopefully that means that she'll be able to wear it next year. And that is all I have worked on in knitting. As I said, I haven't done any quilting or paper crafting, so we're going to skip right ahead to reading. So I'm posting my July reading wrap up here on the screen. I only read 5 books in July. I'm not sure why I didn't read so much. And 4 of the 5 were audiobooks. If I were to really recommend any of them, it would be the 2 that I gave 5 stars. A Deal with the Debutante and Brighter Than Before. A Deal with the Debutante was, I don't know, Victorian era or whatever. I mean, it was, yeah, Victorian era romance. It was very cute. It was a very good story. Brighter Than Before is a contemporary, I kind of call it like a rom-com almost, but not, it wasn't so much comedy. There was a little bit of comedy, but it was also very good. I tend not to enjoy contemporary books very much. I don't know, there's something weird about reading about people saying, oh, he was on TikTok and he did this and he posted on Facebook. I don't know why that just rubs me the wrong way. I mean, I know it's a thing. Obviously, I do it all the time, but I don't like reading about it. But this one was pretty well done. The only thing they posted, they talked about one of the characters has a YouTube channel, and they did mention that. And then all the rest of the times it would just be like, oh, she was on social media. They didn't name specific social medias, and I liked that a lot better. I don't know why. But it was a cute story, and it was really good. So those would be the 2 that I would recommend. In the month, as I said, I read 5 books, and that puts my 2026 reading goal at 42 out of 75. I currently have an audiobook and an ebook going, and I really need to finish that ebook like today or tomorrow because, of course, one of my Libby holds came through and time is a ticking. So I need to get the book I'm reading done so that I can read my Libby hold. It's always the way it happens. Always. Anyway, like I said, short and sweet. Hopefully you are well and enjoying summer, if it's summer where you are, or winter if you enjoy winter. And hopefully you're getting all kinds of crafting time and relaxation time. And I hope to be back again either at the end of August, 1st of September, and I hope that I have a lot of progress to share with you at that point. So until then, happy crafting!